Hello, everyone, and thank you for being here. Today, I want to talk about something deeply human, something that touches all of us at one time or another: loneliness. But this isn't just a personal issue. We're now recognizing loneliness as a public health crisis, with wide ranging consequences for mental, emotional, and even physical health. This talk will explore new data, underlying causes, and most importantly, what we can do, both individually and collectively, to respond. In 2023, the U.S. Surgeon General issued a powerful advisory: loneliness and social disconnection are harming our health as much as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. That's not just a metaphor. It reflects the physiological toll of prolonged isolation. Globally, about 1 in 3 adults report significant loneliness. What's surprising is that it affects both older adults and young adults under 30. This tells us that loneliness is not confined to one age group. It's structural, it's cultural. Countries like the United Kingdom and Japan are responding with national campaigns and policies, and healthcare systems are beginning to take loneliness seriously, not just as an emotional side note, but as a core determinant of health. Why is loneliness so pervasive now? There are obvious contributors: technology, urbanization, social media. We live in an era of digital connection, but emotional disconnection. Many people work remotely, live alone, or are separated from extended family. But we also have to ask deeper questions. What if loneliness is not just a lack of contact, but a signal, a sign of something more foundational? We live in a culture that prizes productivity over presence, distraction over depth. We often learn to perform connection, but not to feel it. Many of us carry unprocessed grief, unspoken needs, or parts of ourselves that never felt fully seen. When those aspects of the self remain unintegrated, even a crowded room can feel empty. In this sense, loneliness is not just social, it can be existential. It can reflect a disconnection not only from others, but also from our bodies, from our inner truth, and from the rhythms of life. Loneliness is not just an emotional inconvenience. It affects our bodies in measurable ways. It activates our stress systems, particularly the HPA axis, which raises cortisol and inflammation levels. Over time, this increases the risk of heart disease, sleep disturbances, depression and anxiety, cognitive decline, and even early mortality. One meta-analysis found that social isolation increases the risk of death by nearly 30%. From a psychiatric lens, loneliness is a strong predictor of depression and even suicidal thoughts and ideation. And because humans regulate emotion through relationship, being disconnected makes it harder to self-soothe, to process emotions, or to feel safe. Thankfully, there are solutions, but they need to be layered, addressing individual needs, community structures, and systemic supports. At the individual level, therapy can help people recognize and shift limiting beliefs, like "I am not worth loving," or "I'll be rejected if I reach out." Attachment-based work, somatic therapies, and narrative approaches can all support reconnection to the self and others. Digital tools, including mental health apps and chatbots, can offer support between sessions or when therapy isn't accessible. But they are best seen as supplemental, not as a replacement for real human contact. At the community level, we're seeing the rise of social prescribing, where people are referred to art groups, walking clubs, or volunteer work instead of just medication. Local governments are funding shared spaces and age-friendly neighborhoods. And at the systems level, healthcare is slowly shifting. Loneliness is being integrated into public health planning, especially as we understand its links to chronic disease. You don't need to wait for systems to change to begin reconnecting. Here are some practical, accessible ways to respond to loneliness. First, name it without shame. Loneliness is part of being human. You're not broken. Reconnect with the body. Movement, breath, and grounding practices build internal connection. Limit passive screen time. Make space for meaningful connection, even brief phone calls or shared meals. Create gentle structure. Build a weekly rhythm that includes something relational, something physical, and something reflective. Start small. Join a group, smile at a neighbor, or reach out to someone you trust. And seek support. If loneliness feels overwhelming, therapy can help uncover the roots and build new pathways. Deeper work may help you reconnect with yourself in ways that change the relationship you have with loneliness, or even explore those unintegrated traumas that fuel a sense of disconnection. What we experience inside is reflected outward. An impaired or dysfunctional relationship to yourself will translate to impaired relationships with others. Bringing curiosity to loneliness leads to a deeper and more nuanced understanding. In integrative psychiatry, we treat loneliness not as a symptom to suppress, but as a signal to understand. We explore the full person, the emotional, physiological, spiritual, and social layers of experience. This might include therapy that works with attachment, trauma, and developmental history, functional testing to explore the impact on the body, nutritional, supplement, or medication-related support to stabilize energy and mood and make processing a little less challenging, somatic and expressive therapies to help regulate and release unprocessed emotions, group work to restore the field of relationship, and spiritual practices that return us to a sense of belonging to self, to others, and to something greater. This is not about fixing what's broken. It's about remembering what is whole. Loneliness, then, becomes a teacher. It points us to what matters most: connection, presence, and coherence. So if you're feeling lonely or supporting someone who is, know that this experience is real, it is valid, and it is not yours to carry alone. We are wired to connect. Healing is not just possible, it's natural when the right conditions are present. If you found this content helpful and would like to see more topics in psychiatry, please like and subscribe. See the blog linked in the description below for more details on this topic. Until next time, take care. Thank you.